This is how you know you've got a good friend. When you fucking hate them. That's how you know you've got a good friend. Good friends are hard to find, guys. And this dude's one of them. Me and him have jerked off together a lot, and it's just it's very special. When you look at your homie and you're like, yo, man, was it good? Guys, this guy worked very hard to get here. Please make some noise for the man recording his album tonight, Jeremy Dobski, everybody, please.
It's me, Joey's friend. How you doing? Hey, let's make some noise in here. Yeah, let's make some noise. Yeah, make some noise if you're a virgin. I got you, a bunch of virgins in the room. That's okay, though. I won't judge. I'm just cooler than you guys. You know, that's all. There's no proof that nobody's a virgin in here, right? Nobody's holding a newborn baby. That's the only proof you get. There's the only proof that there is, and even then it's a little iffy, right? That's why, you know, babies, a lot of people will have babies because it's like a receipt for your virginity. Like, ugly people have babies on purpose so they can be like, see, we did it too. Right? Beautiful people aren't having planned sex. They're just finding each other irresistible and then having babies like a DJ Khaled record, like, and another one. Also, what is DJ Khaled? What is that? What is it? Is that AI? What is DJ Khaled? I know it's not a DJ. It's definitely a Khaled and surely an it. But yeah, that thing that I just did there, I wasn't trying to mock anybody. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I was actually trying to bring the room together by being like, yeah, make some noise if you're a virgin. All I was doing there was actually illustrating the point of that we're very open to suggestion as society, right? We're very open to suggestion, easily manipulated, constantly talking about this is right and that is wrong. No, that's right and this is wrong. When it's all wrong, right? It's all wrong. Easily manipulated, open to suggestion. I said make some noise and you all went, whoa! I didn't give you instructions. Somebody once told you that's the noise you make when someone says make some noise, and then for the rest of your life, that's what you've done. But you could have made any noise you wanted. You could have gone, Aruga! You could have chirped like a bird for all you want, all I care, right? Just follow your heart. Cheep, 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 cheep. I don't give a fuck. Make noise. Make whatever noise there is. But that's it. That's what happens. Somebody tells you something, you think you agree with them, and then you end up complicit in something that you don't necessarily understand. What I did right there, make some noise. If you're a virgin, that is how Hitler came into power. He went to the border of Poland. He said, loser says what? And Poland was like, what? And he's like, you heard him. Get on in there, boys. Also, sorry for bringing up the Holocaust off the top. Sorry about that. I'm Jewish, so it's always kind of bubbling under the surface. I like to get it out of the way early so I don't ruin the party. You know? I just gotta shake it off like Auschwitz, and then I'm good to go, you know? Like sticking your finger down your throat when you had too much to drink at a party. All right, ready to rock, let's go. So thank you for allowing me my birthright. Yeah. I also want to tell you that, I hope that you won't move around too much or adjust anything because I am very easily distracted. I am currently medicated for both ADHD and anxiety. It's marijuana. Yeah, it gives me ADHD and anxiety. You know, I smoke a little bit of weed and I'm like, wait, I'm not going to complete a single task or a thought for the rest of today. And hey, speaking of thoughts, are those mine? Because I feel like there's extras in there right now. I like to smoke weed before bed. Love doing that. You ever smoke weed before bed to calm the nerves a little bit? You know, just relax. My favorite. I'll smoke a joint before bed, and then I'll lay awake for the rest of the night like... And I need that or I can't sleep. Can't sleep. So I need that. Thank God we legalized weed, huh? Thank God we legalized that. Weed is kind of more illegal now that it's legal than it was when it was illegal. In Canada, at least, right? Back in the day, there were no jail sentences for any marijuana-related crimes. But now, you can get arrested for selling weed. You can go to jail for selling weed. That never used to happen. That never used to happen. When I was 16, I got arrested for selling weed. You know what my punishment was? I had to write an apology letter to Canada. The most Canadian punishment possible. I'm sitting there like, what do I write? Like, hey, Canada, it's me, Jeremy. Sorry. Love, Jeremy. And, we complain about Canada, but it is kind of a, unfortunately, maybe the best place to live, right? It's kind of nice here. I at least like certain perks about being Canadian. I'm sure you do too. Like, for example, I can go to the doctor for free anytime I feel lonely and just want someone to see me naked. Get to do that. That's nice. That's nice. And, we complain about Toronto, and obviously, Toronto, I love being here. I mean, it is mostly, a condo-infested human rights violation, but at least we have a sense of community, Toronto's really multicultural. Everybody gets to suffer. All together. Somebody did heroin on my porch recently, and I found their stuff. That's how I know that they did it. I found their stuff, which is reasonable. I think being high on heroin, that seems like a time where you might forget something, Might let something slip your mind a little bit. I was worried. I was worried that maybe one of my neighbors needed help. So I reached out to another neighbor, and this is why I think we need more education about this kind of thing, because I was like, hey, I don't know if you saw anything last night, but somebody did heroin on my porch last night, and this neighbor went, oh, wow! Sounds like somebody had a crazy time on your porch. And now, I've never done heroin. I've listened to a lot of music by people who've done heroin. I've seen people do heroin. I've watched a lot of movies about heroin, documentaries, and I'm sure you have too. And one thing I gotta say is that being high on heroin, maybe you agree, does not look like a crazy time. It looks like a very quiet time. Quiet. Relaxing. It looks like a very relaxing time. It looks like a nice time. Looks like a nice time. Except for all the needles, but... Probably the nicest way to hurt yourself and those around you, Probably. You might write a song. You might write a song. But one thing doing heroin does not look like is a crazy time. But I do understand where the confusion might lie. Because what I do think looks like a crazy time is not having any heroin left. That looks like a crazy time. How much is my TV worth? I don't own anything anymore. Crazy time. You want to have a crazy time? Maybe tonight you're like, you know what? Drinking's kind of boring. What else can we do? Here's what you do. Start doing heroin, and then stop doing heroin. You're going to have a crazy time. Now, I got my own issues. I'm not judging anybody for what they need to cope, right? I'm not judging people for their addictions. I've had my own. But the other night, I actually forgot to tell that joke, and I went out into a busy street, and I was in the midst of a group of people, and as I was in the center of this throng, I just out loud said, fuck, I forgot to do heroin tonight. Which is reasonable, Being high on heroin seems like a time where you might forget a thing or two, so let it slip your mind. I don't see any bald people in the audience. Any balds in here? No, not a single. Well, we got one right there. Hey, what's up, brother? What's up, man? This is my bald. A bald. We're balds. I say balds because we're a visible minority nobody talks about. You want to put our heads together and show them what real power looks like? I know I took off my hat and you're like, holy shit, yeah, I get it. You're like, I hope he gets the help that he needs and the wish that he made. Never seen someone age so quickly, huh? It's hard to guess. How old is this guy? I look anywhere between old and a baby. Anywhere. But thank you. Is this your wife? This your wife? That's your mom. Oh, okay. Well, then I won't go there. Is Dad bald? Is Dad bald? We're all bald? There you go. So Mom does know. Mom does know. Mom knows. Bald guys, we fuck like we're headed to war. She knows. So thank you on behalf of our kind, miss. Ladies, you're not attracted to bald guys? What are you, a bunch of pedophiles? Come on, grow up. Date an adult. This is what a real man looks like. Bald guys, we gotta eat pussy like it could be our last meal. Cause it might be. If you catch me slipping, it's over. That's why I go to the gym, because I can't be bald and fat. I'm not allowing myself both of those things. I get one. I read a lot of books. Can't be bald, fat, and stupid. That would be embarrassing. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. What? Bald is handsome. There we go. That's right. That's right. Bald is handsome. I think I'm a bald 10. Like a regular guy 5.5. But like a bald 10, you know? I'm doing pretty good. But here's the thing, I've never been worried about being bald. I don't wear a hat because I'm embarrassed about being bald. I wear a hat because I'm either cold or sunburned. Can't expose me to the elements or I'll shake and shiver, you know? It'll wrap me up like a chihuahua. I think what was way bigger of a deal in terms of like losing things was probably losing my teeth. Why don't we ever talk about how horrific that nightmare was? Your mouth is hurting, all the people you've ever trusted, all these adults are just chasing you down, trying to pull pieces of your body out of your skull. I'll give you money for it. Ah. It's like catcalling for children. And I think it's actually worse now that I'm an adult. Like, as an adult, I think it's strange that we think that men balding is more grotesque than a child with fucking bones hanging from nerve endings out of their bloody gums going, can I have a quarter? La, 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 la. They always want to show you. La, 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 la. They got one Frankenstein tooth that's growing in and a vampire fang. Aren't I cute? No. Put that away. Put a hat on his face. And by that logic, I'm an optimist. I like to believe that maybe what's actually happened is that I've just lost my baby hair. And now I'm just waiting for my adult hair to grow in. You know, like my hair fell out, and just in case, I kept all of it, and now I put it under my pillow. And every night I await the alopecia fairy. Bring me a couple of quarters, you know, or a loonie or something. Here's the thing. It's fun to laugh at bald guys, isn't it? It's so fun to laugh at bald guys, especially nowadays, you know, 2023. Can't laugh at too many people, but bald guys is okay. Body shaming is completely inappropriate unless we direct it at a man. I've been on the internet. I see it. I've been on the dating sites. I see it. Short, bald, small dick. I'm not talking about me, by the way. It's a different guy. My dick is fine, okay? It's a good size. Don't worry about it. We can still have fun, okay? It doesn't have to get awkward. Can we move on, or are we gonna get weird? But I see that, and I think it's hypocritical. And I think that there's a worse hypocrisy, actually. I've seen these videos on Instagram. You're all familiar with Instagram, yes? It's a corporation we all work for free. You know? Forever. I see these videos on Instagram where somebody's about to go through chemo treatment, and they call up their friend to come over to cut their hair because they don't want to go through the horrible experience of losing all of their hair alone. I could not imagine. So their friend comes over and they bring clippers, right? And they start shaving that person's head. They shave that person's head. And then what do? In a beautiful moment of love and kindness and understanding, they take the clippers and they turn it on themselves and shave off their own hair in solidarity with their friend so they don't have to be alone in losing all of their hair. And we are moved by this. We're touched by it. It's beautiful. But when your buddy goes bald, just because he's a dude, what do? You fucking make fun of him. You make fun of him. Nobody even wears a hat in solidarity with their bald friends. No one's gonna fucking shave a U pattern into the top of their head in solidarity with their bald friends. No. In fact, a lot of guys will actually do the opposite, where they get the fade and they shave off the parts that we can grow. And then they keep the part we can't grow and let that shit grow out exponentially like a French poodle. And then they have the audacity to say hello like this, with a nod. What's up, man? What's up, man? How you doing, man? I think the rules are don't nod at a bald, don't point out a black man, and don't wave to a Jew. I think those are the rules. As two of those three things, I think I'm a bit of an authority on the subject, okay? And according to my credit score, I'm black, so I know a thing or two. Know a thing or two. Speaking of coping mechanisms, astrology's gotten real popular in the last couple of years. Yeah, we got an applause right here, you know? Listen, I'm not trying to pick on you. I understand that we're downtown Toronto. There's a lot of white women in here, you know? Somebody in here's doing Kegels with crystals as I speak, so I understand. It's like compressing a rose quartz, like, it's my birthstone. It'll keep me safe, you know? I'm not trying to judge. I understand, right? I understand why astrology's gotten big. You know, it might be the end of the world. Why not believe in the moon? It's right there. It's right there. You got it every night. Tangible. You can see it, you know. But my problem with astrology is it just seems kind of weird. Because, you know, it's like, it just, honestly, it seems like a form of bigotry for, like, progressive white women and hippies. You know, peace and love, man, or like love is love. All forms of love are valid. Don't judge people for how they love. But wait a second, where was the moon position when you were born? I don't think we can date because you are a Cancer. What kind of a thing is that to say to another human being? You are a Cancer. That's a very cancerous thing to say. You interstellar racist. You know, and astrology can be accurate. It can be accurate. Don't get me wrong. I've seen it. It can be accurate in terms of displaying, you know, somebody's personality traits. You know, for example, for those of you who are trying to guess, I'm an Aries. And for those of you who don't know, the Aries is the ram. And this is how I know is somewhat accurate. Was one time I was making out with this girl, and in the middle of making out, she stopped me and she said, "Whoa, you really kiss like an Aries." And then I stopped headbutting her, and I apologized. I unhooked our horns, handed her a box of Kleenex. I was like, "Sorry about the nose." Very Aries thing of me to do. I heard recently, though, that Mercury is leaving retrograde. So no more excuses, everybody. Thank God Mercury's leaving retrograde, because I don't know if you've heard, but Mercury is in everything. It's in retrograde, it's in our water supply, it's in tuna fish sandwiches. So I'm glad we're cleaning up the universe, you know? We're cleaning up the universe. Which, by the way, I think that's where garbage is supposed to go. Is to space? We're supposed to throw garbage into space, right? We're like, oh, we're running out of space. No, we aren't. There's so much of it. And it's ever expanding. Put it there. We keep throwing the garbage into the ocean and then going to space to look for water. It doesn't make any sense. Throw the garbage in space, leave the water alone. There's an incinerator up there. Look, I don't know how much this will cost us, because like I'm just an ideas guy. You guys can crunch the numbers after the show. I'm not gonna tell you how to do your jobs. I'm just letting you know that's what I think we should do. You know? Especially now, the way that things are going, all the forest fires and stuff, right? Oh, everybody got weird, right? Oh, we don't talk about that. We need to talk about it or it's going to keep happening. We need to talk about it or it's going to keep happening. The reason we don't want to talk about it is because we've seen it. Remember when there was all that smoke in the sky? That was horrifying. Honestly, the worst thing I saw when there was all this smoke in the sky was that people were still going out for cigarettes. It's like, dude, just use a straw. It's free now. Yeah, the forest fire, and that's it. It's because it's here. It's because it's here. It's right in front of us. Because there are things that have happened that maybe we don't remember, that we should remember. Other environmental issues that we should remember. Because I don't know if you all remember, and I'm sure only some of you do. Does anybody remember when the ocean was on fire? Okay, I won't blame you for not knowing, but I will ask, you've heard about water? Yeah, and fire. You've heard about water and fire, and like if you put water and fire together and then there's like no more. The ocean was on fire, you virgins! Whatever simulation this is, we broke it. We broke it. You guys ever play The Sims? Whoever's in charge of this game is putting us in the pool and deleting all the ladders. And then we're just wandering around going, fucking on the kitchen floor. Woof, woof. Meow, meow, you know. Nobody remembers when the ocean was on fire, and I don't blame you for it because the money made sure that you didn't. But we all remember when Notre Dame was on fire, yes? Yeah, we all remember that. Interesting how that works, right? God builds an ocean, man sets it on fire, we forget all about it. Man builds a church, it catches on fire, and we're like, that's interesting. I'll remember this forever. Everybody acted like they were trying to go to Mass that Sunday. Which, like, I don't know, is Notre Dame even real, like, an active church? Are they like volcanoes? Do they sometimes, work? I figured Notre Dame, like all these big churches, are really just kind of like Disneyland, you know? It's just like theater students trying to pay their way through college, like dressing up like the characters and taking pictures with your family. But that's the thing, is like, man made that church, and here's what happened. So it was Easter week. It was Easter week that Notre Dame caught fire. And I don't care what you believe in, but that is good entertainment. What? Real estate. And they didn't find a single reason for the fire. They didn't find an arsonist. They didn't find faulty wiring. They didn't even find a priest passed out in confessional with a cigarette burning into his robe. Altar boy under his arm. They didn't find that. They found plenty of that, but like not the cigarette. You know? God did it. God did it. God was like, y'all been fucking up, time for a white people's church to burn down for once. God did it. I thought it was amazing. I watched all the news footage just eating 2 whole bags of communion wafers. Don't judge me. I know there's a lot of carbs in the body of Christ. But it was my cheat day, so, I just dipped it in some hummus. Mediterranean diet. Yummy Jesus, Also, I don't give a fuck about your fucking church, okay? I'm Jewish, like I said, I went to the Vatican once. I was with my mom. I was like, why did we come here? To get our stuff back, or? Hey, excuse me, Mr. Francis? Yeah, I think the menorah's gonna come back with us. All right, thanks. Wacky few years we've been through. Wacky time, 2023, it's almost over, and honestly, I'm starting to reminisce about 2020. That quietude, it was quiet. It was quiet. I got to do whatever I wanted. Bills were paid for. It was all right. I didn't hate it. A lot of good things during 2020. We got rid of a lot of old people during a resource crisis. Look, we can't keep everybody's grandma. We can't. We have choices to make now. What do we want to keep? Do we keep grandmas or do we keep plastic? And quite honestly, which one's gonna last longer? Look, if you you don't like that, we can also take Grandma, turn her into fossil fuels, and use her to make plastic, and then she'll be around forever. Forever. Even more, we can turn Grandma into jet fuel, and then every time you're like, oh, she's up there, you're right. There she is. Grandma's in here, too. But yeah, I like 2020, you know? Italy took a big hit. So, okay, wait, hold on. I'm getting personal there. Sorry, I have a bit of a grudge against Italians, and only because, wait, hold on. Let me explain. Okay, so once I dated this Italian girl, and her dad, one night, I went over, and her dad wouldn't let me in the house because I'm Jewish. Yeah, and I thought that was really rude of him, that he made us have sex in the car that night. His car. I stepped to the door, he nailed a bunch of pork into the door frame, and I couldn't pass through. I was like, all right, I guess we'll figure something else out, you know? But yeah, I liked 2020. I did, you know. I did a lot of dating in the first couple of lockdowns, especially in 2020. You know, I was fresh out of a relationship, and I figured, you know, maybe I'll start dating. And I think the only reason, because I'm a huge germaphobe. Okay, a huge germaphobe, and I think the only reason I was able to date during a time when there were where there was a virus going around. Is because the only time I'm not a germaphobe is during sex. During sex, I'm like... But the minute I'm done, I'm washing my hands like, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, come on, to you. Happy birthday. Easily manipulated. Two hands, you gotta wash them both. But yeah, and you know, that's the interesting thing too about, I don't know if any of you dated during 2020, but the way it worked was you would meet somebody online, we would talk for a bit, and if we liked each other, then we would meet up and have sex, because there was nothing else to do for 2 years. We weren't gonna go to an escape room. We were trying to get out of the escape room. And I think the pandemic actually destroyed escape rooms. I think that business is no longer, I don't hear about them. And honestly, I don't really like escape rooms. They kind of just prove how much privilege we have in a country like this, where you just pay someone to take you hostage for an evening. One ransom, please. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have a nice night. You don't have to pay for an escape room. You want an escape room? Come over to my house when I have somewhere to go and help me find my keys. The amount of weed that I smoke my whole life is an escape room. I'm always like, I gotta get out of here, but I don't know where any of the clues are. Yeah. The first woman that I dated in 2020, everybody had rules. Everybody had their own rules. We all had to navigate it our own way. And the first woman that I dated in 2020, she wanted me to go get tested every single time that we met up. But just for COVID, by the way. All the other viruses, she was like, yeah, don't worry about it. I suppose the logic was, I can't give Grandma syphilis. You can. You can. You might not, but you can. Anyway, I broke up with her because I hated feeling like I was trying to get on a field trip every time I wanted to fuck. Bring in my paperwork, like the doctor says I can ride the bus today. So we broke up, and then I started dating again, and I got serious with somebody else. And she wanted to have sex with the mask on, oh my God. But no condom. I was like, okay, well, first of all, we should definitely use a condom because you should not have children in your possession. Not with that sense of safety. What are you gonna do in the winter? Dress them in scarves and sandals? Serving them soup in the summer? I don't think so. Plus, I'm a very oral lover, so she was missing out on a whole bunch of little kisses she just wasn't gonna receive. I felt guilty about the whole thing, so. And then I took a break, and then in 2021, I went on one date that kind of felt normal again. It was right before I met my current girlfriend, who I don't have any jokes about because I like her. But it was summer of 2021. We were back outside. We were allowed in the parks, you know, and we started smoking a joint. We were smoking some weed. Then we started making out, and she stopped me in the middle of making out, and she said, you know, we don't have to use a condom tonight because I have an IUD. But I was really stoned, so I thought she told me she had a DUI. It's like, wow, I'm not gonna come inside of you just because you're an alcoholic. I understand that you're irresponsible, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be. Anyway, I came inside of her because that's where it goes. That's where it goes. Everybody knows there's two options when you have sex with a woman. You either come inside of her or you have to take it home with you. And I have so much at home, so I was like, you know what? You keep it. It's on me. Well, it's on you, but it's on me. And I am currently in a relationship, and it's going well. 2 years? 2 years? Yeah. 2 years, and we're still laughing and fucking. That's amazing. That's the definition. If you don't have both of those things going on, your relationship's over. Laughing and fucking. Those are the most important. And I'm not talking maintenance sex. And I'm not talking just like that kind of sex where you're like, oh, I love you, you love me, we love each other, you know? I'm talking about like the kind of fucking where you learn something new about yourself every time you have sex. I learned something new recently. I learned that I have never licked the butthole of someone that I wasn't in love with. You know why? Because you shouldn't lick the butthole of someone you don't love. Because you're sending the message that you love them. What else are they supposed to think? If you have your tongue in their asshole, they're gonna be like, this person has to love me. Okay, I fibbed a little bit, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for lying to you. All 50 of you have always been close friends of mine, so thank you for all being here for me. So I won't lie to you. There was only one time. There's one time, the only time I ever ate someone's ass on a first date. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay? Hear me out. The only time I ever ate someone's ass on a first date, I was fresh out of a divorce. She was really hot. She was really hot. And it was the first date and she was on her period. So I was like, I have to leave an impression here somehow. And eating ass is my love language. So we ended up in a long-term relationship that neither one of us was happy in. We had a lot of fun, obviously. You know, we had a lot of fun. But, and I mean but, the whole time we were both like, well, something's off here. I can never quite say what it is, but it always feels like it's on the tip of my tongue or something. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And I will say that at this point in history, I think it's really strange that we don't have bidets just built into our houses. Right? We need them built into our house. Why aren't we using water to clean ourselves? What is that? What is that? Why aren't we using water to clean ourselves? Well, so I didn't even know what a bidet was for a long time. I had no idea, because when I was a kid, my first experience with a bidet was my grandmother had one built into her house. It was like a porcelain bidet that was next to her toilet, and she used it as a magazine holder. And then one day I took the magazines out and I saw there was like a spigot and like the nozzles. I turned it on, water came up. I was like, what is this? So I got my mom. I was like, hey mom, what is this? And she said, well, that's a bidet, and it's only for cleaning girls' vaginas. Well, it was the 90s, and I think the logic was, well, if he uses a bidet to clean his ass, it might make him gay. Which is so ironic considering that she once had a boyfriend who touched my penis. No, it's funny. It's okay. Yeah, it's funny. Believe me, it's funny. Don't you dare shame a victim. Catch your breath, everybody. Yeah, but I think it's strange. I think it's strange that we don't use water to clean our assholes in a country where we have the cleanest water in the world. We're not using it. No, what we're doing is accepting the strangest possibility for ourselves. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of taking a hunk of tree flesh, shoving it in my cornhole, rubbing it around, pulling it out, and inspecting it. How do I feel about this right now? Yeah, that's pretty good, because it's never, wow, I'm completely clean. It's always, this is the best I can do for the rest of today. We'll go back to work. Man, it's horrific. We got people out here taking showers first thing in the morning. That's bravery to me. That's bravery. Because I don't shower until I know I'm done shitting for the day, for sure. It's gonna be at least once. I'm not gonna play Russian roulette today. You ever have to shit right after you get out of the shower? What a betrayal! What a betrayal. The two biggest betrayals the body plays on itself is having to shit when you get out of the shower and having to sneeze with a mouthful of food. You ever have that one? You're at dinner and you're just like, uh-oh, Sophie's choice. Who do I love more, me or them? We're not using water to clean ourselves in a country where we can give ourselves diarrhea as an activity. We've all been there. Yeah, you know what? I'll order the extra large pizza. Throw the chicken wings in there. Why not? It's all for me. That's amazing. We get to do that. We get to have diarrhea and live through it. In most countries, if you get diarrhea, it will kill you. It will kill you. It's not called survivoria. It's called diarrhea. Cha-cha-cha. Now, I can't own a bidet. Mainly because I'm it's a little expensive. I'm broke, but I've used one. And the way that I've used one is, I don't know if you know this, if you have broke friends and you invite them over, they're trying your stuff. If you leave it out, we're gonna try it. Whether it's your bidet, a snack food, or your medication, I'm gonna have a little bit. I'm in people's bathrooms like, who left this whole medicine cabinet out? Wow, heart pills, I've never had these before. What will birth control do to me? No, the real reason I can't own a bidet is because it makes me horny and I just end up drinking from it, so. Not the bowl, the spout. I'm not disgusting. I just like to put my mouth on things that make me horny. I don't think that makes me a bad guy. I think that makes me a good guy, honestly. Hell yeah. I think it makes me a good guy. You guys have been a lot of fun. I'm glad that we could laugh at all sorts of stuff tonight. I'm glad, at a time where words can get you in trouble. Oh, no, words. Not words. Oh, words are so dangerous. It's just words, But it gets confusing. Right? We're saying you can't say this, and you can say that. You can say that, but you can't say this, and then we double down on things, and I get confused. I never know what to say. For example, I don't think it's fair that the C word gets to be both cancer and cunt. It's confusing. For the sake of conversation, I don't like it. Because somebody might go, hey, did you hear what happened to Gary? And I'll be like, no, what happened to Gary? And they'll be like, it's the C word. I'll be like, yeah. I never thought about it, but you're right. Gary is a cunt. No, man, it's cancer. Oh, well, maybe Gary shouldn't have been such a fucking cunt and God wouldn't have punished him for it. But we can't say, you can't get in trouble for words now. We're canceling people. You cancel people for what they say. For words. When I don't know, but about you, but I remember Sticks and Stones. Whatever happened to Sticks and Stones will break my bones, but words will never harm me. You know, and then we cancel people. Whatever happened to just reciting poetry in the face of adversity? Did we just lose a generation and all the poets are dead? Is that what's happened? Nobody's writing poetry anymore? And don't get me wrong, I don't like poetry. I'm not defending poetry. I think that poetry is the antithesis of stand-up comedy. I think it's the opposite of what I do. The way that I write jokes to get people to laugh, I think a poet writes poems for people to kill themselves. Which I don't think is fair. I don't think that's fair to do to an artist, especially one that you like. Because what is the trope? The trope is that somebody's sitting there writing their suicide note, listening to music that resonates with them, that makes them sad, it makes them feel something. It speaks to them. They love that music. And why would you kill yourself to that music and stain that artist's name? They might hear about it and feel bad. I don't think that's fair. So if I were to kill myself, and I won't because I don't like to prove people right, and I definitely don't take requests. But if I were to kill myself, I would not do it to music that I love. I would do it to music that I hate. Music that I loathe. I would kill myself to the Black Eyed Peas. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Do it, and do it, and do it, and do it! Also, I would never kill myself because I'm in my 30s and, you know, the zazz just isn't there, you know? It's just not so dramatic as killing yourself in your 20s. It's over. It's over. I'm here now. Right? 20s? Oh, you can go for it in your 20s. You can be 29 and 3 seconds away from your 30th birthday. You take yourself out, they'd be like, 3 seconds away from his 30th birthday? Too soon. What life lost. What a loss of potential. But if you wait 3 seconds, kill yourself the second you turn 30, people will be like, that was a good run. 30 years is a long time to do anything. Especially a job you hate. I think if you kill yourself in your 30s, you don't even get a proper eulogy. They just bang the top of your coffin like you got into a cab. They're like, I'll see you when I get there. Yeah, no, you guys have been a lot of fun, and I want you to know that I actually recently quit my job to pursue more meaningful things. I did that because I've survived so many things in my life. I've been through addiction and trauma, and that guy touched my penis, and I survived diarrhea. So why would I let a job leech my life from me after I fought so hard to live it, right? Why would I allow these shitty jobs to just take from me and take from me? I've done so many jobs. I've worked in almost every industry. I've worked construction. I've been a carny. I've been a ticket taker. I've been a barista. And all of these jobs, they're like past lives that I lost. I've been microdosing suicide the whole time. And people microdose drugs to get through those shitty jobs because they know that it's taking their life from them. So they want just a little touch of that joy, you know? And so I quit my job. I quit it. And I've had jobs that I liked. I was once an audio guy. And I quit that job because my title was The Guy. That's how you know nobody gives a shit about your job, what you do. Get the guy in here and get him out. I don't know what he does, but he needs to do it and then get him out. The plumber can stay all day, but the guy's gotta fucking go. I'm an engineer. I'm up there with pizza in terms of job title, though. And the pizza guy isn't even the guy making the pizzas. Hey, the pizza guy's here. No, that's a delivery man. That's a better job. I've had both of those jobs. Let me tell you, the delivery man is free. pizza guy is a slave. You all saw that movie, 12 Years of Pizza Guy? Yeah, I've been a pizza guy. I hated that job. It was the worst. I was 25, and I would go to work stoned every day just to get through it, every day. And I would come home to my girlfriend at the time to complain to her because that's what she was there for. I was 25. She wasn't sticking around. And she was like, well, you go to work stoned all the time. Have you ever tried not getting high before work? And I was like, why would I ever make pizzas not stoned? Because when I wasn't stoned, I'd be like, here, enjoy your pizza. I hope it's good. And they'd be like, thanks. There's a lot of onions on here, man. I'm starting to cry. I'm like, me too. But when I was stoned, at least I'd be like, man, this pizza's gonna be real good, man. You're gonna love that. I wish I could eat this. You know, you want a little extra, put something in the tip jar for me. Oh, there we go. Maybe a little slice for me. My munchies are real bad. And they're like, thanks, man. This smells really good. Hey, why does the pepperoni say help me? But I've had all sorts of jobs. The job I quit recently was stable, it was steady, it was safe. I was part of a union, I had benefits. But one thing nobody ever tells you about a job with benefits is it's just like a friend with benefits. They fuck you. Fuck you. That's all they do. And the benefits were good, you know. They made sense. I got dental, right? We talked about that whole thing, you know. Thank God I got dental. I worked hard for these things. Therapy, we all know I need that. But they also gave me life insurance, which was like, I don't really want that. But they said I needed to take it because it was a group package, so I had to sign up for it. I was like, okay, well, what do I do? They said, okay, well, can you name a beneficiary? And I said, can you define the term? He said, well, is there somebody in your life who might need to be taken care of in case something were to happen to you? And I said, yeah, I have a dog. And they were like, no, it has to be a person. Maybe there's a person in your life who you'd like to give some money to in case something were to happen. Maybe you want to give money to your parents. I was like, I'm not going to give money back to my parents. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. I was like, well, how much money is it? And they said, $100,000. I said, wow, $100,000? I've never been worth that much before. I said, yeah. Who do you want to give $100,000 to? And I thought about it, and I said, me. Give me $100,000, and I will be okay. They said, no, we can't. It's life insurance. I'm like, yeah, insure my life while I'm living it. And they're like, no, we can only give $100,000 to somebody if you die. I said, okay, then give me $100,000 or I'll kill myself. You guys have been the best. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody in this room right now. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the Corner Comedy Club. I love you all. Let's get Joey Harlem back up here.
Give it up for him, everybody. Please, come on. Big and loud. Yeah. Finally, he can shut the fuck up.